And welcome back to Slushie Review. This is Keith.
And this is Chris.
And today we are reviewing and finishing our trilogy with Godzilla vs. Kong. Land of Monsters. Is that his name? That's not the name, right?
No.
Either way, it just came out March 31st on HBO Max. So this is I don't want to say the ending, but this is the culmination of Godzilla, Kong Skull Island, and Godzilla King of Monsters. And this is the, spoiler alert, team-up movie
Yeah.
of the three. So, yeah. There's that.
Yeah. Warner Brothers likes to make their versus team-up movies, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, it's okay though.
We'll get to that.
I guess. Technically, that's how all of them are, even Marvel.
Yeah.
First. They did fight Shakespeare in the
fight
Woods.
At first.
You gotta test your powers.
Right.
So
You want me to put the hammer down? Classic.
make me. Yeah. No, so there's that. Let's see.
Take your shot, point break.
Right. This episode is brought to you by Grape Slushies. They're delicious with a little bit of cranberry grape juice.
I love anything grape flavored. It has been well documented so far.
As soon as it touches my tongue, until it's metabolized in my stomach.
I love sweet, sugary, grape flavored things. Or just purple flavored.
Also fair.
As is honestly the case for grape flavored things. Because nothing that is flavored grape tastes like grape.
No.
If you gave me a red, green, or purple, or black, or whatever color grapes there are, and I tasted it, and then I tasted like a purple Skittle, I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, that's the same.
Yeah.
No.
Same.
And I'm like, ooh, this tastes like a grape, this tastes like purple.
Yep.
And I like grapes, and I like purple things that taste like purple and are supposed to taste like grape. I like it all.
Absolutely.
But it does not taste like a grape. But damn, is it good.
One's a sport, one's a joke. I like sports, I like jokes.
God.
I know, right? Let's see. Before we get started, something I think I should do. This is our 30-something episode. And if this is your first time listening, thank you.
Yeah.
And also, what we like to do here, we like to review movies while we drink slushies. Because that's the thing. And Chris has to remind me to make slushies all the time.
No.
Because I forget.
I just really like slushies. So.
Yeah. So we like to review movies with our own thoughts, our own opinions. And we like to review the movies we like to review. So you're going to get mostly good movies on this podcast.
Mostly, yeah.
We're going to tell you what we like about it. We're going to tell you what we don't like about it. And then we're going to give you a little rating.
Mm-hmm.
So just a little...
And there might be some little tangents. There will be some divergences, some distractions.
Not the movie divergence.
I've never seen it.
I saw the first one.
There's more than one?
It's a book series. There's like 3 of them.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know why it like fizzled out after the third one. Like the third one was the last one, but like when it came up, they didn't market it like that. It was kind of weird. Maybe I just didn't care.
Who's in those? There we go. Case in point.
Shailene Woodley. Does that name sound familiar?
I know the name, but
I think she's in it.
I couldn't pick her out of the lineup.
Same.
Unless the lineup was 2 people I know and her. I'm like, hey, you have to be this person.
You got to be the other guy.
Yeah. She's the other guy.
There is I can't think of her name. It's not Martha Stewart. There's like an older lady in it who's very popular, but I can't think of her name. But either way, she's in it. Oh, who's the opposite of Jodie Foster?
The opposite of Jodie Foster. Kathy Bates? I don't know.
No.
I can't picture Jodie Foster.
I think she's a redhead. What's her name? Damn it.
Julianne Moore?
Yes.
I feel like that comes up a lot.
It does,
also in our
doesn't it?
episodes. Yeah, longtime listeners will know that I can't differentiate between old white men actors And we often forget Julianne Moore's name.
Julianne Moore. And I love her in everything she's ever been in, honestly. I think it's her, though. And now I'm thinking it might not be. Because now I'm thinking of the Maze movie. I think she was in the Maze movie.
Maze Runner?
Yeah.
I never saw those either.
Yeah,
I wanted to, but I never did.
I saw 2 of those. They got out of the maze. Spoiler alert. They got out of the maze. Just in case you go back and watch it, I want you to know. Spoiler alert. They get out of the maze, and then they find out they're in like a different island or something. Oh. Yeah, it's like a whole thing.
You're in a maze, inside of a maze.
Turn that off. It looked dumb.
Episode 3, Return of the Maze.
Same.
Revenge of the Maze.
So that's our tangents that we go off on.
It's just us.
Thank you for listening. We definitely appreciate it. Make sure you follow us at Slushie Review on Twitter at Slushie Review. You can also check us out on YouTube. Just search Slushie Review. We pop up. We're the first result. And then check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And also, coming soon, Instagram. Follow us on IG.
The gram.
At Slushie Review Podcast.
Yes.
We just started it. Need some followers. Need some likes. Okay. Good job, Keith. So well. Play so fine, don't you agree?
What?
Go to America.
Oh. That was on TV at work the other day. I was loving it.
As it should.
I think I was only there. Yeah, I was only there for. Or I should say, I think I was only able to watch up until the Queen to Be part, and then I had to like walk away, and then I came back, and it's on TV, so it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
I walked out to him stepping out on the balcony. And he's like, "Good morning, everyone." And on TV, they say, "Hey, shove it."
Yeah.
And he says, "You too." And I'm like, "That's not the movie." Akeem doesn't say "you too." He says, "Fuck you too." Because it's funnier.
That's fair. Let's see. Let's get into the plot.
All right.
With young Chris.
Okay. So. All right,
and
so this
riveting.
One, yes, it's a real page turner. This movie,
burner.
I couldn't look away from this book. No, okay. So this one starts. We just watched it, and I'm terrible at this. It's gonna come right back to me once I get into it. Did this one start with Godzilla, with Kong on the island? That wasn't really.
Yes.
Okay. So spoiler alert, in case you haven't figured out that this is a new movie. Spoiler alert. Kong is on Skull Island, but he's not really. He's in one of the Monarch Titan containment facilities in the world, which I forget that one was in. Was that on Skull Island?
I think it was on Skull. I think they built something around Skull Island.
Yeah. Oh, they just put like a fake sky on it.
Yeah, they trapped him.
Yeah, he's in this big like Thunderdome, Superdome arena thing with like LED light board skies that he hates, because apparently I thought he was on the island until he strips a tree and just javelins it into the sky and gets stuck. And surprise, he's in a facility. Kong's in a containment facility like all the other.
I think it's the island.
Well, yeah, but like he threw the thing into the. It was like a facility on the island at least. Like he was in that big like dome They called it a biodome or whatever.
Oh, I thought they built the dome around the island. That was my understanding of it. And then they simulated everything, like they simulated him being outside of the dome, like the island being the island.
No, I don't think they were on the island.
It said
because
Skull
they said,
Island.
But then they also said something about the storm that like surrounded the island. Like they said it took it over. I thought they mentioned that in the movie. Like when they said like when the storm overtook the island, it killed like all the villagers except for the girl that he saved. Anywho.
Yeah, and I thought that's the reason why they were on the island,
okay,
because that's how she saved her. But of course, the Iwi live down below, so the people from Monarch don't live down there. So why would they be affected by the? At least that's my understanding.
Okay.
Also, I'll let you finish because I got some things to say about that anyway.
Okay. Okay. So Kong lives in a bubble
Something.
at this point, and he's being monitored. It's said that he's grown since we last saw him. He's gotten older, a little wiser. Mm-hmm. He's considered he is considered another alpha titan alongside Godzilla. Mm-hmm. Whereas Godzilla like free roams and defends people from the other monsters and is like a benevolent keeper of humanity, Kong is kept locked away because they're just afraid what would happen if Godzilla caught wind of him. So Kong's living in a bubble, and all of a sudden Godzilla rolls up on this facility in Florida and levels it, destroys its Apex, what was it, like engineering, Apex Engineering, or Apex Biomechanics, or whatever it was the name of it. This company called Apex. He destroys this facility of theirs for no apparent reason, except that there's some machinery there that Godzilla doesn't like the sound of. So he decides he's going to try to destroy it. A crazy man on a podcast thinks that there's a reason behind this, that Godzilla saw something there that he didn't want there, and thinks humanity's out to get him, and thinks like he's turning on humanity. Humanity thinks Godzilla's turning on humanity. Science thinks that Godzilla just senses something bigger than him coming and doesn't like it, so he's out patrolling Earth to keep himself safe. Well, going back to something brought up in the past movies, the Hollow Earth theory is proven true finally, and at long last, like proven 100% true. In Godzilla King of the Monsters, they're like, oh yeah, he's probably using the tunnels. Well, this one, they were like, oh, like here are the tunnels. They map it to the hollow center of the Earth, and they discover there's an energy source there. But humanity can't get there because of like weird gravity fluctuation black hole things, and science again proved that Titans came from there. All the Titans had come from there at some point, and figure, hey, maybe they can get back. So they decide, let's use Kong, the only Titan that we have like in captivity, to get there. Like he'll be our guide to the center of the Earth. So they have these magic gravity buses that will fly through these weird singularity things, and they're going to follow him through the hole. But they're in the middle of the ocean, and they decide they have to get to Antarctica. So they chain Kong to a ship. Great idea. Always works out well. Because everyone always tries to do it. They always try to chain him to something, and it never works out.
Right.
Chain him to the ship. Start shipping him to Antarctica. Everything's going fine until it's not. They're staying out of Godzilla's territorial waters. They figure everything's cool. Suddenly Godzilla leaves his territorial waters and is like, I'm gonna fuck King Kong up. Or not King Kong. Kong. I'm gonna fuck him up. Because suddenly I'm not the only big kid on the playground. Someone's gotta burn. So he rolls up on Kong. They start fighting in the ocean. Everything goes to hell. Humanity decides they can shoot guns and missiles at Godzilla, and it's gonna do a damn thing. It never does.
Never does. But
they fight, and things don't turn out well for Kong, and they decide, let's fly him there. So a bunch of helicopters, airships, whatever, rig him up in like a hammock net thing, and he gets to nap all the way to Antarctica after he got his ass beat. And they decide, let's take this wet gorilla to the coldest place on Earth and hope he doesn't die on the way. So they get him there. He leads them down the hole after a child from the Iwi tribe tells him that, oh, hey, maybe your family's down there, because Kong misses his family, or he's looking for his family, is what the movie wants you to think. So they follow him down the gravity hole and find out that the Earth is in fact hollow. There is like a center of, like a journey to the center of the Earth, like prehistoric world type thing going on here. The Rock isn't here, but we'll get to that later. There's a whole world inside the Earth. Kong's ancestors maybe used to rule there. Godzilla also may have, or whatever Godzilla's ancestors were, may have vied for that throne of that world. And they discover the energy source. Humanity fucks everything up by using this energy source to power a giant fucking robot Godzilla that was never going to work out well. But there's a lot of monster fights. Everyone has to fight Godzilla. Everyone has to fight King Kong. Everyone has to fight Mechagodzilla.
Boom.
So there's the versus aspect there. Humanity has proven to be the real monster, as usual. It's always us. It's always us.
When is it not?
It always is. Every zombie movie, it's like, oh, humanity's the real danger. Great, that's fucking boring. Or at least in The Walking Dead, it got fucking boring. Monster movies, like, oh, well, who created the monsters? Man. Duh. Oh, man's bad. No shit. Man is evil.
Man is good.
I'm not gonna sing about it, but I wouldn't get any points if I did.
That's fair.
So that's the gist of the plot. We'll get into more of it as we go, because that's what we do on this podcast. On the cast, we talk about movies, and we go in depth on the things that I choose to gloss over. So I'm going to throw it over to Keith for the cast of this movie, the cast of Godzilla vs. Kong.
Okay. Let's go with the cast. So first up, two main characters. Godzilla plays Godzilla. What's his name? King Kong plays King Kong. That's all you need to know, honestly. For being honest here.
Well,
let's see. We have Alexander Skarsgård. He plays Nathan Lind. He's a doctor of some sort. He is kind of annoying, honestly. I don't really know. Oh, he was Tarzan in Tarzan. I didn't know that. I never saw that.
mm-hmm.
Came out in 2016. Didn't even know that was a thing. Okay. We got Millie Bobby Brown. She comes back as Madison Russell. Her dad in the movie comes back, Kyle Chandler, as Mark Russell. He doesn't really have as much of a role as he did. As he did before. He doesn't have much of a role as he did before.
No, yeah, not really.
Yeah, they were just like, oh, where's he at? Oh, okay, he's here. Oh, where's he at now? Oh, he's here. And all he was doing was looking for his daughter the whole time.
Yeah, because in the last one, her accidentally world-destroying mother got a lot of the spotlight over a few
well,
things.
he got some shine though.
Yeah, but like without her around,
yeah,
he didn't have a chance.
they were like, you don't have anybody to hate.
Got nobody to hate.
Same. Next up, we have Rebecca Hall. I was trying to think where I know her from, but I think I do know her from somewhere. I just don't know what. But she was in the town. She plays Eileen Andrews. But she was in the town. Have you ever seen the town?
Mm-hmm.
The town with Ben Affleck and Bane. They're bank robbers. They're in Boston, and that's pretty much it. What's that?
She's in Iron Man 3, apparently.
Oh yeah, that's where I know her from. She is the one girl who gets Gwyneth Paltrow kidnapped. I knew her from somewhere. Yeah, that's where she's from. But yeah, I was scrolling. But yeah, she is because what's his name? What's the guy's name in Iron Man 3? The villain.
Oh shit.
Not his real name. His villain name.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
Either way, he shoots her. That's a girl that gets shot after when she says she's like, no, blah blah, tries to save Iron Man.
Yeah.
Or tries to save Gwyneth Paltrow or whatever, and then he's like, I don't need you anymore, and he shoots her in the face. That's what that was.
I can't think of his fucking name. Oh, it's bugging me now.
Something.
I can't think of the character's name.
The villain or his name?
The villain.
What was that they thought was Ben Kingsley and then was him? What was that name?
The Mandarin.
The Mandarin.
That's him, but I can't think of the guy. I can't think of the other guy's name.
I was thinking the Mandarin the whole time. That's all I cared about because his name didn't matter.
That's fair.
to me.
I can't think of it, so it must not matter.
There it is. You had the Mandarin. That's all I was looking for. Let's see. We have Brian Tyree Henry. He was Bernie, his crazy podcast, just like us.
Hey, we're in good company.
Yeah, he's a pretty good actor. He's been in a lot of different movies, actually. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. He was in The Joker. He's been in a lot of movies. He was in Atlanta, which is a TV show with Troy Barnes. Let's see. We have Shun Oguri. He played Ren Serizawa. If you watch King of Monsters, you know Serizawa was a pretty good guy. Laid his life down. To save Godzilla.
I'm guessing they were related.
I would hope so.
But
Or not, that's racist.
they didn't go into it. Oh, yeah, two people with the same last name. Yeah, that's offensive. No.
Just throwing it out there.
We'll get there. Never mind.
He was a bad guy. It was dumb. And then he died. And that was dumb, too. Let's see. We have Eiza González. She was Maia Simmons. She was stupid, too, in the movie. Julian Dennison. He played Josh Valentine. I only know this kid from Deadpool.
Same. Fire Fist.
Funny guy. He was pretty funny. He was Tapwater, a.k.a. Tapwater in this movie. Lance Reddick. He was Guillermin. He was on screen for a minute. He wasn't on the screen that often. Let's see. Demián Birch. He was Walter Simmons. He's a bad guy. Kaylee Hottle. She played Gia. She was like the deaf Iwa kid. And, she's deaf in real life. I didn't know that.
I assumed. I didn't.
Yeah, I guess so.
I wouldn't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I mean, yeah, get somebody who actually speaks, like who can actually, sign language. But she's only been in this movie, so that's cool. Let's see, who else? Ronny Chieng, he plays Jay Wayne.
We were just talking about him, weren't we?
Ronny Chieng?
Yeah.
That's why I mentioned him.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that's why you mentioned him.
Oh, yeah, I was like, hey, Ronny Chieng, he was on the Day Show. He was just in this movie.
I didn't even hear you say that. I just remembered you saying, you saw his Netflix show. I was like, oh, yeah, I saw his Netflix stand-up. It was hilarious.
Oh.
I didn't even realize he was in this movie.
Yeah. Oh, so when you saw him, you didn't know that was him?
No.
I got you.
I only watched this thing once, and I don't really watch The Daily Show, so I wouldn't have been able to, hey, it's that guy.
No, that's fair. I thought that's how you knew him.
No.
I was like, you're like, yeah. And I'm like, I thought we were on the same page.
Nope.
We were not.
We were not in the same book.
They weren't. Chris Chalk, he played Ben, very beginning of the movie, had a very small scene. He plays, he's been in a lot of different movies, actually. But the only thing I know him from is Gotham, and he plays Lucius Fox, and he's great. He's pretty good at that one. Let's see. Anybody else you care about?
Let's see.
Because I don't.
Do a quick scroll.
Good for them that they're in the movie. I don't care.
See if there's any names or faces I recognize.
I don't see anybody.
I don't think there is.
Skullcrawler. They were in this movie.
As themselves.
Yeah, they got torn apart. What happened to the eggs?
I'm guessing they were using them to grow, to hatch them to test it.
I'm saying, after the fact.
I'm guessing they didn't make it out of the facility that it exploded out of.
Everybody else did.
That's fair, because, only 8 people died when that when fucking Godzilla blew up that evacuating building.
So either way, that's a cast. Let's see. Let's get to some likes. Do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Either way.
I'll let you choose.
Oh, I don't like that.
I know. But,
I don't know. Rock, paper, scissors for it? Flip a coin?
I don't. Yeah. Flip a coin. You call it.
Okay. Heads.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Does that mean you gotta go? Okay,
Yay!
sweet.
I mean, okay, yay, I win.
Yeah, I
don't know.
I
Oh no, I win.
We didn't really decide terms.
Oh no, I have to talk.
By the way, we never do this.
Yeah, we've never done this. So it's like, oh, you go, okay. But today, for some reason, I felt guilty.
The Office. I was thinking of The Office when he goes. He was like, "Hey, I got to meet a sales guy for dinner. We never do this." And Dwight comes in. Okay, but I actually do. Okay, it was the St. Patrick's Day episode.
Yes. Just saying. Just again, never. This never happens.
This never happens. The cat said that Kratos had the stimulus movie.
I can't believe it's working.
I'm not mad that he's trying to make me regret coming back to work so he can have Megadeth.
God.
Quad.
All right. I won the coin toss. So it just happened a moment ago.
First one of the series.
Yeah. I don't feel right about it. I don't know.
I'm leaving the coin toss in.
Okay.
So they're good.
I'm okay with that because there's definitely times where we hem and haw. And we're like, you go first. No, you go first. Like, no, you go first. And we both decline to speak first. We're both being too polite and no one's getting through the door.
I decline to speak first.
So I feel like the coin toss is a good. What is that? I couldn't hear you.
We have fun.
We like to have fun. All right, likes. First like. I like Godzilla because he's a giant fucking nuclear iguana. What's not to like?
Fair.
He's Bowser, and I like it. I think Godzilla looked good in this movie. He looked tough in this movie. Mm-hmm. Not like in the last one. Not like in King of the Monsters where like everybody had to go out of their way to save Godzilla. In this one, Godzilla was pretty much... He was up front. He's like, all right, I'm the boss. Mm-hmm. Applesauce. This new Kong guy, I don't know who this guy is. This is not my kind of guy. Mm-hmm. And you'll show him what's up. At sea, he fucked him up. Mm-hmm. In Hong Kong, he still kind of fucked him up. I liked when Godzilla was looking tough. Yeah. Godzilla was out there like the new kids on the block. He was hanging tough. He was... There's a topical, timely reference for you. He was breathing atomic fire, and he was just leveling buildings. At sea especially, he was top of the heap. He was not to be fucked with. He was drowning him. He was going to just straight up drown King Kong like it was a baptism gone wrong, and he was just going to hold him under. And I don't know, I think Godzilla's a cool monster. I'm not going to lie to people and be like, oh yeah, Godzilla's awesome all the time. But like when a new Godzilla movie comes out, I'm like, oh, I'll check it out. But like when there's not a new Godzilla movie out, I'm not like, what do I think Godzilla's doing right now? What kind of wacky hijinks think he'd be getting up to right now? I don't do that. But when a movie comes out, I'm like, yeah, Godzilla's pretty sweet. So I like Godzilla. Which is not to say that I didn't like Kong, because the next it's Kong. He's back. He's got a fucking axe made out of either Godzilla or some ancestor of Godzilla's, one of his like back scale fin things, and it pulses with nuclear energy, and it can block it. It can block Godzilla's atomic breath. It can like absorb it and get charged up by it, and the axe is pretty cool. So this turned into me liking the axe, but I also like Kong. He learns sign language. Mm-hmm. He's older and wiser and taller. He's got a little salt in his pepper. I feel like they went out of their way to show that like he was a little older because he's got a little gray going on around the face. He's got like all of his scars from fighting the skull crawlers and everything were on full display. He was weathered and world weary, but Kong's still a badass.
Held his own. He
was swinging through those underground tunnels. He fought those flying fucking snake things in the Lost World, whatever it was, in the middle of the earth. Mm-hmm. He was just swinging them and bashing them like he was the Incredible Hulk and they were Loki. He was throwing down with everything that moved in this movie. Kong fought more things in this movie than anybody.
Yes.
And he was looking strong. He lost at sea, but he beat the shit out of Godzilla for a minute in Hong Kong. And then he got stomped in Hong Kong by Godzilla. And then he got stomped by they both got stomped by my next Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
I thought Mechagodzilla was pretty cool. It is a little unfortunate that... Well, we'll get to it later. We'll get to it later. It's not the trailer's fault. Unless it is. We'll decide. It'll get its chance in the ring later on. Mechagodzilla, I thought, was pretty cool. It looked pretty sweet. It looked dangerous. I loved the fucking drill tail thing because it reminded me of the Dragon Zord from Power Rangers. One of the coolest Zords, honestly, in all of Power Rangers that I'm aware of.
Which one?
The Dragon Zord, the Green Rangers one. He's summoned with his little flute dagger. And he'd come up. Yeah, because he could blow through a flute with a helmet on. Yeah, because it was basically Godzilla. Like, it would come out of the ocean.
Yeah.
And it would, Godzilla! Nah! And it would roar. And it would stomp around.
This has to stop now.
I'm
laughing.
Kicking buildings and with the fucking drill tail. And Mechagodzilla had that. And it had, like, a laser, like atomic fire laser breath. It had shoulder-mounted missiles. With Dragon Zords were in its fingers. But still.
Same.
It had missiles. It was a big fucking dinosaur with missiles. It was cool. And it beat the shit out of both of them. It beat the shit out of Kong and Godzilla for a hot minute. Until they finally decided Mechagodzilla was going to kill Martha. And they had to team up and defeat it. Without Wonder Woman's help. So, I thought Mechagodzilla was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess kind of my last one, but we'll probably talk more as we go on. I like Bernie. I thought he was, fellow podcaster. Hard to hate that.
Fair.
I feel like we're not quite as crazy and off the wall, but
we're talking about candy.
I'm not showering with bleach. Don't get me started about Three Musketeers again. I will not talk about this again.
You don't let them tell you what to do. That's don't.
I don't let him tell me what to do. God, it's so good. No, I liked Bernie. I liked that I did find it a little strange that he became friends with those children so quickly. They all kind of bonded instantaneously almost once he dropped his fake accents at the door. Because he was, British at one point. He sounded like almost Nigerian or Ugandan at one point. He was putting on all kinds of acts with his security camera at his apartment door.
Well, when she said that she was a Russell,
yeah,
that's when he was like, "Oh shit." Okay.
I liked that he called the kid tap water because he's like, "You probably drink tap water, don't you?" It's like, "No, I know I don't." It's like, "Why wouldn't you drink tap water?" Well, the government puts fluoride in it. They learned it from the Nazis. It makes you weak. It makes you easy to control. He's like, "Oh, I drink tap water." Yeah, but you look like it.
Of course you would.
Of course you drink tap water. I could never.
Come on.
And he had his little flask of whiskey in his gun holster. Super edgy. I liked it. It was romantic.
It was good.
No, I thought Bernie was good. Because he was pretty relatable. Because he was like, okay, especially nowadays, everything's a conspiracy. But in this case, there kind of was.
He was right.
He was working for the company that was secretly building a fucking robot Godzilla.
Yeah.
And nobody knew. And also had an underwater, this speed highway from Florida to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah. He knew. He was right. Bernie was right. Bet you never hear that before. That Bernie was right. But he wasn't.
I knew it. You knew it the whole time. I knew it the whole time. What? What did I know?
He was right. Bernie was right. Except for the whole washing yourself with bleach thing. Because that's probably not a good way to go. But the whole spy powder thing might have been a little crazy for me. But it was never disproven. It was also never brought up again.
The bleach
to be disproven. Yeah. They said that, because he's like, why do you use bleach? Spy powder. It's the thing. You got to wash it off. I'm like, okay, this guy might be a little crazy. But then he's pretty relatable. Every time they were in a big area with monsters, he's like, ah! Just to hear the echo. He's like, oh, what's that? Oh, God, oh, shit, we're going to die. Or he's trying to fast talk his way out of something. I love a good/bad fast talker. He's like, oh, I can leave this to me. Makes it worse. Love it.
He's just like a Han Solo.
I love a Han Solo type character.
Like Han Solo.
I like it. I like it when Han does it. I like it when Abed does it. I liked it when Bernie does it. So, that's my last like. I'm going to throw it over to you for your likes.
Okay, I have a few actually.
Oh shit, I didn't talk about one. Sorry.
What's up? Is this a like or a dislike?
It's a like.
You decide like it was a dislike.
It's a like, and I'm disappointed in myself for glossing over it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting on you.
Sorry. The Neon Hong Kong I thought was cool.
Oh yeah,
I thought Neon Hong Kong looked really cool.
So good.
And then beating the shit out of each other all throughout it was great.
That's fair. Reminded me of Madripoor, honestly.
There you go.
Because it looked the same.
Yeah.
Madripoor looked good.
Yeah.
Either way.
Also kind of made me wonder, like, what year is this movie set in? Is that what Hong Kong looks like now?
I kind of think it does. Yeah. I think a lot like Hong Kong, Tokyo, they're all technology forward. Mm-hmm. They're not like the United States. So
we gotta catch up. I want a fucking neon downtown.
New York is closest. That's about it, though.
It doesn't look like that, though.
Well, because like Times Square and I think not Tiananmen Square. Is that what it's called? Or is that London? Is that what it's called?
Tiananmen Square, wasn't that where that dude faced down the tanks?
I don't know. I'm saying things that I think. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But there is the similar to Times Square in Tokyo or Hong Kong. I think it's Tokyo. Mm-hmm. But it's bigger, and it's bigger, it's better. Everything's more in that area. So, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. But yeah, that's my last like. Sorry, I didn't say it, and I feel bad that I encroached on your time.
No, we got all the time in the world.
Because we have set time.
I control the time. Call me Doctor Strange.
Ooh.
It's my superhero name, obviously.
Are we using our made-up names now? I'm Spider-Man, though.
Fair. Let's see. I have a lot of likes, but they're pretty easy. Pretty simple. First off, Kong speaks. Of course he does. Why wouldn't he? Like, it makes sense to me because literally they train gorillas to sign language. So why wouldn't this girl, Gia, be able to sign? And she's a sign language person, so it makes sense. I don't know. As soon as I saw it, I was like,
The Rock did it.
With George.
Yeah.
Georgie Porgy. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Yeah, so it makes sense to me. And I'm like, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't he? Like, when it happened, I wasn't surprised. I was like, yeah, of course. Why wasn't he doing this before? That's more or less what I was thinking, but not like a dislike. I was
sure
just like,
shit didn't learn it from John C. Reilly. Yeah.
Fair. I told you I was watching something about that on YouTube the other day, and it's funny because apparently, because I didn't know about this movie when it came out because I didn't care. So apparently, they showed him in the trailer, and people were like, "I'm not watching it."
John C. Reilly?
Yeah. They were like, because of him, because he's a comedic actor in Step Brothers and all that, they were like, no. And I'm like,
what did he ever do to anybody?
Yeah, they were like, well, because they thought he was going to be comic relief, which he kind of was, but he was great.
Kind of was, but yeah.
He literally was great. He was like one of the main characters.
Yeah. So,
next like. The first fight in the water was amazing. Mm-hmm. Chris said it during the movie. you can take that collar off anytime. Not just anytime.
Only when it was funny.
And I love it. It was so good. Call back to Roger Rabbit.
Anytime that that has come up quite a few times in any movie, various movies that we've watched. Like, you could have that at any time. He could have taken that off anytime he wanted to.
Anytime.
Not at any time.
Hilarious. But yeah, he breaks his chains like a song. And then he fights Godzilla. Godzilla's throwing all his, radiation, fire at him. King Kong was like, "Oh shit!" And
when he jumped off the ship.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh no, that's not for me." And then he double hops, double jump, triple jump like Mario over different battleships, and I was like, "I love it," because I even said it out loud. I was like, "Oh, look at that one hop!"
Yep.
I was like, "I love it." And then he played dead. Then all the boats played dead. And I was like, that's cool. Whatever. I liked everything about it. It was a great time. Next, new monsters. All the new monsters that they showed were great. I was just like, okay. They showed the demon birds from Skull Island. The scroll crawlers came back, and then, like you said, they had the little. Because I called it a snake, because it was a snake. The way it coiled up around.
Oh, King like the flying snake thing. Yeah,
it was like a flying python, and I was like, that's scary.
Yeah, that was fucking terrifying looking.
Yeah, that was cool. And then, what else was it?
There's like those little crab things,
and whatever ate those.
Yeah, that like looked like a little baby Godzilla almost ate those things.
And I was like, this is just great. This isn't to go into my dislikes, and I'm sorry, but just give me that.
Like a movie of that,
and I'm okay.
Of like the center of the earth thing.
Yeah, I've never seen that, but yes, just give me that. Give me Hollow Earth, Part 1, Part 2. Sans humanoids, and I might like it. Sign language, whatever. Love it.
Sign language be damned.
Love it.
Godzilla didn't know sign language.
No, he didn't.
Him and King Kong communicated by just fucking screaming at each other and punching.
Yeah, fair.
They have a 5-fingered approach to communication.
Facts. All right, let's see. Next, fight number 2. I'm trying to think about which one that was. Was that Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Did they only fight in the water then Hong Kong?
Yeah, because they said like round 2, the human people were like, well, I guess round 2 goes to Kong.
Yeah, because he beats the shit out of them.
Even though they were both down at the end of it.
Well,
no, the Godzilla like had to get up, and Kong was like on top of a fucking building.
Yeah, it was like a whole thing. But the second fight was great.
And then like round 2.5 went to Godzilla.
Yeah, fair. So that'd be round 3.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it was great. I loved Fight 2. Fight 2 was great. And then after Fight 2, my next we see Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla was probably... I didn't know about Mechagodzilla.
Like the existence of Mechagodzilla?
No clue.
Yeah, because I think I like talked to you about it, and you're like, I don't know what that is, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I think you. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
So I think that happened. It's funny because when you said you said something about the trailer earlier, which goes into your dislike, and I was like, how did I know about that? And I was like, I think. Did he tell me about it? And I was like, no, I don't think so. But I didn't know that was happening. But it's not your fault that I knew it was going to come up in this one. It was somebody on Twitter. So it's cool.
Yay! It's not my fault.
Yeah, because I was just like, this was after they literally, like they all do, they broke down the trailer into like milliseconds and was like, that doesn't look like Godzilla to me. And
I think I didn't see the same thing, but I saw something similar. I was like, oh, look at that. This is what that is. And I was like, man, fuck you.
Yeah, basically.
Why are you doing this to me?
Okay, cool. But didn't matter to me because I forgot.
That's fair. And
that's usually what happens is I forget. So, yeah, Mechagodzilla was cool. The way he tore through the skull crawler was great. Loved it. I'm going to save one like for the end. I got 2 more. The team up battle was great. I love the fact that him and Godzilla, King Kong and Godzilla teamed up. That was amazing to fight Mechagodzilla. Of course they won. King Kong gave a little Wonder Woman treatment to Mechagodzilla, cut his head off. That was great. That was great. Loved it. Next, I put Lethal Weapon.
What?
Lethal Weapon.
Uh-oh.
Okay. You ever seen Lethal Weapon?
No.
Okay. So Riggs, who was Mel Gibson, Murtaugh, who was Danny Glover, they would always, they team up on the first one. They don't want to be teamed up. Danny Glover wants to retire.
He's too old for this shit.
Too old for this shit. Literally, King Kong is too old for this shit. But the one thing that he does, that Mel Gibson character always did, he had a bad shoulder. And it always slipped out. It always slipped out. And so, he was tied up one movie. And how to get out of it? By fucking undoing his shoulder. And he would walk around with a bum shoulder,
Did he have to, smash it against something to put it back in?
Smash it up against a fucking wall. And when King Kong did that, I was... As soon as he was like, oh, bum shoulder, I was like... Is he going to do it?
Mel?
I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to do it. You think he's going to do it? I was like, I think he's going to do it. And he fucking did it. And I was like, I love it. I fucking love it. Because that was his whole thing. All 4 movies. There's 4 movies. Loved it. The fourth movie had Chris Rock in it and Jet Li. That was a great movie. 2 and 3 had Joe Pesci. Mm-hmm. Loved it. Great. Last one. I'm going to say something to you, Chris. You might get it.
Uh-oh.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, but...
Go on, sorry.
As soon as she was like, not your enemy anymore, I was like, oh, so the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So Jim is really my friend, but Jim is also his own worst enemy. So the enemy of my friend is my enemy. So Jim is really my enemy. But that's all I thought about. I wrote it down, and I was like, this is classic. Not only that, I started watching The Office today.
There it is.
I am full of Office.
There it is.
I am
It's
sitting
all juiced
high
up.
on the handle of
It's
Office.
all juiced up on The Office.
Juiced up on The Office. And when I saw it, that's what I wrote, and I loved it. And I was like, yeah, this feels good. This feels just right. All's right in the world when you're watching The Office.
There you go.
Let's see. That's it. Those are my likes.
Okay.
Those are my likes.
Okay.
Let's get to some dislikes.
Let's do it. You go first since I went first on likes.
Oh, okay, perfect. I am about to trash this movie. First one, The People. Again, the very beginning of the movie, the first hour, I looked at Chris and I looked at my girlfriend. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I really still don't know.
Yeah, you were like, can I ask a question? And it might spoil the movie. You're like, what's happening?
I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I was like, I don't know.
And nobody knew.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
They were like, oh, we got to do this and this and this. And I'm like,
I knew exactly what was going on,
but
in a much realer sense.
Much more real sense.
I had no idea what was going on. Like, for the first, half an hour, yeah, I'd say, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
I was sitting there very disappointed. I was also confused about a lot of shit. Like you said, a lot of shit that had happened and didn't come back up. Not saying it needed to come back up, but I was so goddamn confused. And at that moment, I was like, if these monsters don't hurry up, I am not going to like this movie. I'm dead serious. Because, who showed up first? Was it Godzilla? Or no, King Kong. King Kong showed up first. But then, when did Godzilla show up? Was it when King Kong was on the boat?
He showed up in Florida to destroy that fucking building.
Okay, yeah.
I think that was his first appearance.
Yeah, that was. So I was like, okay, cool. And then they're like, why? Why is he doing it? We don't know. Next scene. What? Can you give me some kind of context?
Yeah,
some kind of... And it kind of still... They still didn't explain it. But it was somebody... It was like an off comment. Like, he's only attacking because he knows something bigger is out there. Next scene. Can we just not stop going to the next scene? Like, if you're going to talk this much, which they talked a lot.
Yeah.
And while I like Bernie, the whole first half an hour was him talking crazy. When he was in the building before he got blew up, I had no clue what was going on. I was like, he's like, oh, you got to do this, got to do this. I don't know. I should be working here. And I was like, I was confused. I had no clue what to do. Then Godzilla wrecked shit, and I was like, okay, I understand that. And they're like, why? And I'm like, well, yeah, why? And they're like, yeah. I was like, okay, he wrecked shit. But then thinking back to the last movie, I'm like, but he's the protector now. Why is he wrecking shit? They're like, well, King Kong hadn't moved yet.
Nope.
And I'm like, so what's up? And because I forgot about Mechagodzilla, which I should have not known about it anyway, right? Like at the end of the day. So because I forgot about it, I didn't know about it. So literally, I was confused. I was like, okay, I'm about to get on Facebook soon. Like, I really was upset. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was just like, this is kind of boring.
That's fair.
And I was like, all right, King Kong did the thing, but he was chilling, which was cool. And the little girl was cute. I was like, okay, that's cool. Now here are the people.
Yeah.
The people I don't care about. They all die.
Most of them.
Or they could have, and I wouldn't have cared either way.
Yeah, I think, of all the... anyone associated with Apex died.
Everybody with Apex died, and they showed them a lot.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, Serizawa. And I was like, oh, he's Oh, he's bad. Oh, okay. Then they hooked him up to Mechagodzilla. I'm like, well, he's gonna die, and I knew that was gonna happen. They're like, oh, everything's right. Oh, malfunction, and I was like, why did it malfunction? I still don't know why it malfunctioned. Yeah. Do you know why it malfunctioned?
No, I don't. They didn't know. What chance do I have?
Same. Like, it didn't say, like, overpowered or anything. It was just, like, malfunction. He was like, huh? And then all of a sudden, which was great, Mechagodzilla's coming towards the thing. He grabs a guy. I don't know why he didn't grab anybody else. But, 11 had to stay alive.
Oh, fuck. So. I didn't like that part. I meant to like that part when it was like, you slowly see it turn in the background. We were both like, oh, shit.
It was great.
Yeah.
That was a great part.
That was good.
But he's, in my opinion, Mechagodzilla would have shot his breath at it.
And then they're all just fucking dead.
Everybody's dead, including 11, including Bernie. But I get it. You can't kill kids in this movie. There was a couple times where I thought that little Jaya, I thought she was about to get just
honestly,
killed.
I was waiting for her to get killed, and then Kong was going to be like, and then just like go ape shit on, like literally ape shit on somebody.
Fair. I'm not going to say
on a mecha somebody.
I'm not going to say I was hoping that was going to happen.
Yeah, I wasn't hoping for it, but I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened.
I'm not going to say I was not hoping for it to happen.
Right. I was like, she's not,
kind of,
I'm not invested. I was like, I'm not invested in her character.
I liked her more than anyone else.
That's fair.
Including 11, including Bernie.
And if she would have died, I would have been a little, I would have been like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
But now let's see King Kong wreck some shit because of it.
Because that's what...
Yeah. And like he's going to turn into Superman.
Fair.
And
which is fair.
Lois dies, he's just going to destroy the Earth.
That's fair. Everything else about the movie, fine. Everything with the monsters, great. When he found Hollow Earth, which I didn't like that, but when he found Hollow Earth, and he found the axe, and, the...
He got his little
Stormbreaker. Godzilla screamed down the hole. You're going to take full force of a star, boy. And he was like...
That's what killing you means.
It was the whole thing.
I was making fucking references the whole movie, and you didn't give it up at all, and I was sad.
Oh, what'd you say?
I forget, like, he dropped it at one point, and, like, when he lost his axe, and Godzilla was kicking his ass, like, he needs the axe.
Oh, did you say that?
No, not a peep. I was like,
when him and Hollow Earth and all the people around him were dying, I was interested. Mm-hmm. If you would have made those comments, which you wouldn't have, but if you would have made those in the first half an hour of the movie, I would have caught every single one. Because I was watching.
Because nothing was happening then.
No lie, I was watching it, looking at you guys, like, they seem interested. I am not.
I was mostly trying to follow it, honestly.
I was like, it was like 10 minutes before I said something, I first thought it. I was like, I'm fucking confused. Yeah. I don't feel like I get confused easily. And I was lost. And I was like, this is not good for you.
There was a lot of jumping around going on.
It kind of was, too. I'm like, dude, give me something.
Because we were definitely going, okay, we're talking about Godzilla here. We're talking about King Kong here. We're talking about Godzilla here. We're talking about King Kong here. We're going to talk about King Kong for like 40 minutes. And then Godzilla's going to show up a little later.
Well, okay, and then here's another thing. They never expressly said why Apex wanted to go to the Hollow Earth.
I thought they said they wanted to go there for the energy.
Well, they did later.
Yeah.
They did after they got there.
Yeah.
They was like, oh, they're there? Now we can get the energy. And I'm like, okay, were you just trying not to seem bad? Because we know you're the bad guys.
Probably.
Like,
because they had that little robot that drilled in there. Like, you can't just drill in there.
Yeah.
This is undiscovered.
Right.
You can't just do this thing. Like, no, we're taking it now.
Yeah, and
maybe that's what it is. So they were like, "Oh, we just wanted to research it or something. They were like, we just want to get you there."
See, yeah, that was the thing.
And they're like, "Psych."
If they would have said, "Oh, we just want to research the Hollow Earth, whatever,"
right.
I'd have been like, "Okay," and then turn out to be bad. They didn't even say that. They were just like, "We just want to get King Kong there."
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We did. Who knew about energy?
It's like, we just want to help you get him there.
Yeah, no one said anything about energy until there was like, "Oh, now there's energy here." How did you know this?
Well, I think near the beginning, or like the middle beginning, like someone said that there was like that they knew there was energy.
They did. You're right.
What's his name? Lind?
No.
Was he
the bad guy said it?
Okay.
Because he was like,
"Oh no, he was the one that was doing the research on the thing."
Yeah, he was like,
he's the one
they
that
showed.
Get there.
Okay, this is what I didn't understand when they were showing Hollow Earth. They're like, there's this much energy there, and it's just it's the same amount as Godzilla.
It was like the same type or something.
Yeah, and I was like, what does that mean? But they didn't really further go into it, and I'm like, energy to. It's a very, very broad term.
They're going to invade the Hollow Earth to steal all of its oil.
I get that.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
There were weapons of mass destruction in the Hollow Earth, and we had to go there and find them.
Yes. And there was.
Mission accomplished.
Sense.
Mission accomplished.
God damn.
There were terrorists.
Look at Banner, Michael.
They were. Godzilla loved Michael.
Taste the happy, Godzilla.
Tastes a lot like kind of tastes like sad.
Man, I only like the parts with the monsters.
That's fair.
And that's a problem because half the movie was not about monsters. That's
fair.
Annoying to me. At least with Skull Island, even the parts with the humans, it was still kind of about the monsters, or at least they kept it to a minimum. And then like, hey, we're back at monsters. Okay, now heartfelt story, we're back at monsters. Like this one was like, humans, more humans, tap water, crazy podcast, more tap water, 11 doing her thing. They broke into a secure facility with no anything. How'd they break in? I don't know.
She knew the codes for the door.
Did you see that part?
Yeah.
It said,
it
said, how are we going to get in here? I don't know. Unlock. Boom. I was like,
yeah.
What?
They climbed up through the clear floor that no one saw them underneath.
Yeah.
And it was like, we can close this door. Beep, boop, boop. That's closed. And then people just fucking shoot through it like 10 seconds later. Yeah.
He was like, stay low. And they stand right up.
And he stands up. Yeah.
Right. Like they couldn't see a 250-pound man. Come
right.
on, man. Like, they just stand up.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh. It just was very far-fetched to
That's
me.
fair.
About the humans.
This movie about giant monsters, people were the least believable part.
Honestly, that's a very fair assessment. That's exactly what I want to say.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
And surprise, the least interesting. But, yeah.
Those are my dislikes.
Okay. My turn?
Maybe you have better ones.
I got a few.
Because I don't have
All right. The old versus switcheroo.
It's tired, huh?
Yeah. Because everybody knows that when there's a team up, you have to fight first. And then you team up.
I said it.
You said it when we were watching it. They did it in Batman vs. Superman. They did it in the Avengers. Like, anytime... They kind of did it in Roger Rabbit. Like, they butted heads. They didn't, like, fight, but, like, Eddie and Roger butted heads the whole fucking movie.
X-Men.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Pick one. Like, every time two things, they fight and then they get along. Because something worse happens and they have to fight. I was not surprised by this because... But I also kind of was. Because I feel like I was misled. Let me tell you why. The media lied to me because I read an article, I may have skimmed an article, that said I think it was the director of the movie, said by the end of this movie, there is a winner of Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, I thought, it's funny, when I watched the movie, I was like, I thought about that article, and I was like, well, yeah, there's a clear winner. King Kong lost.
He definitely did, but then, like, he was the one that stood tall at the end of the movie, and then, like, at the end, he's in the Hollow Earth, and, like, he's the king down there. Like, okay, great. You get to be alone fighting monsters in the Hollow Earth, which I guess is what you're after, and Godzilla gets to be, like, the benevolent protector of humanity as long as they don't build any more fucking robots on the surface of the Earth. That's fine. But I agree with you. Godzilla won the fights. I feel like King Kong won the movie. Because most of the movie was spent on him,
as it should,
and that's fair. But like they were like, oh hey, this is what we got to do with Godzilla. This is what we got to do with Kong. We got to get him here. Oh, Godzilla's fucking our shit up. Well, let's get him here quieter, and then we get him there, and then we spend all the time there, and then Godzilla's like, oh, there's robots afoot, and I'm gonna stomp through Tokyo, or sorry, not Tokyo, Hong Kong. I'm gonna crash through Hong Kong to get to where this giant robot is. But then King Kong turns on the Godzilla switch in the middle of the earth, and then they gotta fight. Because they fucking lock eyes, and that's, sorry.
Yeah.
It's like two dogs on either side of a fence. There's like, now you take that fence away, they're gonna fight. and I get it.
Fair.
But
did you think one of them were gonna die?
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe for like a brief moment, I was like, I guess.
Like based off that article, did you think one of them was gonna die?
No.
Okay.
Because in Godzilla King of the Monsters, Godzilla kills King Ghidorah. All the other monsters take a knee. And they're like, oh, he's the new boss. None of them showed up or even mentioned in this one.
That's true. They weren't.
And that's honestly what I was expecting in this. I was like, okay, so is Godzilla going to be out here fighting off more monsters? Like, are other ones going to be awakening and Godzilla stomping their asses into the ground and, like, still proving that he's the boss? Or is he getting old and fat and lazy? And then this new up-and-comer King Kong shows up and beats his ass.
It's the other way around.
Exactly. King Kong was taking it easy, living in his fucking
eating
secret box. Yeah. Throwing sticks at his windows and taking boat rides in chains, which is unfortunate. Yeah. But Godzilla was the one out there keeping shit safe. Didn't mean it that way. but tough room. But yeah, I mean, the versus thing, like everyone. I wasn't surprised because I'm aware of the existence of Mechagodzilla, and once I saw that trailer, or when I saw the trailer, I didn't see him in the trailer, but then I saw that thing where everyone's like, "Oh, this is clearly Mechagodzilla's foot," and I was like, fuck you." So that's on me. That's not on the movie. That's on me. But then when they were like, "Oh, there's a clear winner of in the movie," I don't think that there was, because Godzilla won the fights, but this was like Kong's movie. Like he won the movie, and like he kind of got what he wanted. In the thing, like he got a shiny new axe and he got his throne in the Hollow Earth where he can live it up. I feel like it was unclear.
I guess
to me,
it was.
At least.
I guess it was just a fight between them two.
Yeah.
To me, it sounds like Batman vs Superman, and
very similar.
I don't want to say this on wax.
Uh-oh. Wait, I don't know what that means. Oh, okay, I got it. I just put it together.
Yeah. Batman may have won the fight, but Superman saved the world.
Yeah.
And I don't really think he won the fight, just to be clear. But I'm going to say it
Batman?
just to, I don't, because I think he's trash, but whatever.
That's fair.
You're trash. You're garbage.
You trash, Brock.
Same.
I'm going to put a little dirt in your eye.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's the same. Like, I get what you're saying, though. That makes sense. I just think, of course, they meant the fight between them two.
Yeah.
So I guess, hey, I beat you 2 times out of 3. We're done.
Yeah.
There's no rematch.
Yeah. I won the title. Now you're at the bottom of the card.
Now we team up.
You're the jabroni, and now I'm the
we
Rock.
Can be tag team partners.
Yeah. Now we can win the tag titles, and we're gonna this triple threat's gonna turn into a handicap match. Gonna turn into a 2-on-1 against Mechagodzilla, which I thought was great. To be honest, I thought, like you said, the monster fights were awesome.
So great.
The people were boring.
Very.
And largely overcomplicated things.
Kind of.
The pacing of the movie I thought was a little off because, again, like you said, the first like half an hour, we were both just kind of. You were right out there. You were like, I don't know what's happening, and in my head I was like, I don't really know what's happening, but I also, if I say it, I don't want to say it because then everyone will know. So
you kept your wits about you.
Sure. Do you really want to have said that?
No.
I do not want to have said that. I do not.
But
I think I think it should be known.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I give it, but I had to because I don't like being confused. So I don't think I'm dumb by any stretch of the imagination. So when I'm confused, I'm like, okay,
it's everyone else. Big.
I'm thinking everyone else is confused.
If I'm confused, you've been confused for weeks.
I didn't want to say that, but I was thinking it.
I could see you put it together. I was like, I'll say it.
I didn't mean it like that. No, but that's where it was trending. That's the way it was coming out of my mouth. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you were confused too. Like,
yeah.
Listen, I don't think I'm smarter than anybody, but also, how is no one else confused?
Right.
And you were like, well, and then she was, I don't even know what she said. I feel like she was like, she wasn't paying attention anyway, but I was just like...
She had the right idea. She was like, there's people involved. I'm not here for people.
Yeah.
Let me know when the monsters start fighting.
Same, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I could be asleep right
Because
now.
don't get me wrong, the monster fights were great.
They were great. 100%.
But, yeah. So
I have no issues with any of those.
No.
And so, not to interrupt your dislikes, but
good.
I did want to say something I forgot. I found myself trending towards King Kong. And
like winning or thinking he was cooler?
Everything.
That's fair.
Everything King Kong. And I figured out why. They try to give Godzilla personality, and he has none.
That's fair.
I don't think he has personality. And even though he's a big lizard kind of thing, I just feel like, man, he's not that.
Godzilla has no heart.
That's fine, too.
King Kong had human friends.
That's fine,
And
too.
he could speak.
I just feel
To an extent.
more connected.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I saw Godzilla, it's like, oh, I see his back thing or whatever, and it's like, okay, cool, he's coming. Boom, he does this thing, he leaves. Hey, this is your movie, bud. Come on out.
Right.
I'm like, I'm not coming out of the trailer until I get a bigger trailer. Like, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, I want to see you do. Like, what does he do on his time off when he's not fighting?
Swims around, I guess. I don't know.
Nothing. Like, he does, yeah. So
And maybe that's why they focus more on Kong. Because like he had a story, and Godzilla was just like, don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
We're cool, but don't cross me.
Yeah. I love you, but yeah, no, same. Yeah. So I found myself, I was like, oh, so when King Kong, what I thought lost, I was like, oh, it sucks. Then they had to jumpstart his heart, and I was hoping that pilot dude died.
I'm surprised he didn't.
Dude, he should have. Like, but either way, that's a human's fault, but whatever. Yeah. Like, he had no reason to be alive at the end.
Yeah.
Zero. I don't even think they showed him again. At least if they did, I didn't see him.
If they did, it didn't matter.
It didn't. I think, did they show the girl again? When he was... No, yeah, because the Hollow Earth thing. There was a Hollow Earth.
Yeah, because there were people down there, like, setting him up with stuff.
That was a little far-fetched, too. Like, okay, so you brought all your stuff to build on the Hollow Earth. Did you see the other monsters there?
Right. I mean, maybe he cleaned them out.
Did he?
Probably not. Those weird bat bird things? No, he probably didn't clear them out.
Like,
people were probably getting picked up by those things.
Like, King Kong on his daily walk, and, like, there was nothing stopping.
When they were at that part, I honestly thought they were in like another biodome
for
a second.
I thought they were too.
Yeah, I thought they were like, oh well, everything's right. King Kong got his ass kicked and he's gonna go live in a bubble.
Because you said something, you were like, oh, he's back. I don't know if you said back, but you're like, oh, he's in his something. Yeah. And the way that it was shot, in the far right corner, there was like a red spot. And I was like, oh, he's back at the Skull Island thing? Because I thought that was the part where he threw the stick.
Same.
And I was like, oh. And then it showed, I was like, oh, okay. Wait, the humans, how are they here?
Yeah.
And
good God, why?
Also,
why would you go back there? Everyone you went there with died.
Literally. They all died.
Granted, Kong killed a few of them himself.
Also fair.
Because that was pretty cool. He just grabbed that ship and she was like, all right, we got what we want. Let's get out of here. And he's like, man, fuck you. I brought you here.
Yeah.
And you're going to steal from my home?
I can tell.
I want to hear you scream.
Apparently, this is a trigger for me. So humans are a trigger for me.
Fair.
But either way, go ahead with the rest.
I have a little bit left for dislikes. Charles Dance, where the fuck were you at?
That's fair.
Because at the end of Godzilla King of the Monsters, he bought the head of King Ghidorah. Okay. The one that we saw get taken off by Godzilla. By the end of that movie, Godzilla, like, vaporized fucking King Ghidorah. Did he not? After he went, like, super red-hot burning Godzilla, he like, nuke the area, and then he came up out of the rubble with King Ghidorah's, presumably, last head sticking out of his mouth, and then, like, pointed up in the air and fucking breathe fire through it. Okay. They said to control Mechagodzilla, they had the heads of King Ghidorah. They said they had two.
Oh, did they?
Because they said the one, what's his name, Serizawa's maybe not son, maybe not brother-in-law, who the fuck ever, nephew. They never explained the connection, but everyone else in the movie was like, oh yeah, your father this, my dead wife that. They never explain his connection, so there's one. He was sitting inside the skull with like the psychic with the helmet on, and like, oh, the three heads can communicated telepathically.
Yeah.
So we put one of them inside Mechagodzilla. Where? Where'd you get another one? Because they only showed one of them at the end of that movie, and Charles Dance bought it, and he wasn't in this fucking movie. And I was waiting for him to be the one, you know, after what's his name? I don't even remember the guy's forgettable fucking guy's name who built Mechagodzilla. I was waiting for him to step out from behind the fucking curtain and be like, "All right, bitch, get out of my way. Let me pilot this fucking robot dinosaur that I footed the bill for." He wasn't in it, and it made me sad because he was the de facto villain of the last one, and he lived through the movie, and he was shown to still be around and be up to something. And the thing he bought was the one of the driving mechanics of this fucking thing, and he was nowhere to be seen. So I thought that was kind of a bummer. Also, I thought that psychic helmet thing was dumb.
Really?
Yes. The fact that the dude builds it, and it's like, oh, something's wrong. I'm going to leave it on. And then this fucking dies.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was dumb. I thought the fact that he was controlling it... Honestly, I thought the fact that he was controlling it via telepathy was kind of stupid, because there were some parts of this movie that were just, like, super out of left field weird. Because in the last one, Kong Skull Island was set in, like, World War... like post-Vietnam War, so there wasn't like crazy technology in that one. In the last one, the craziest technology was like jet fighters and airplanes and that Orca computer thing that could make sounds. In this one, there's an underground bullet train, electromagnetic fucking Florida to Hong Kong thing that gets you there in like 10 minutes. It goes 600 miles an hour. There are flying gravity buses that can go through gravity warps and are powered by huge jumps of electricity. There's psychic helmets that are powered by dragon skulls, by space fucking alien dragon skulls that are used to power a robot dinosaur that when the person riding it dies, instead of just stopping, goes on a fucking rampage. For what reason? I found a lot of it in a movie about giant monsters. There was some shit in this movie that just didn't add up for me.
I told you, yeah. You said it.
Yeah, I mean, some of this shit just came out of left field for me.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, aircraft carriers and battleships, reasonable. We're gonna carry fucking King Kong on that. Helicopters and planes, we're going to carry King Kong with those. We're going to shoot missiles out of things at monsters. Cool. And the secret company is going to build a giant robot. I can buy that. But they also have all this other shit going on that no one seems to have known about. But how? And from where?
So two things. I thought...
And why do I buy it? I don't.
Fair. So two things. One, you haven't seen Transformers. And that basically happens in Transformers, but it's alien technology. So...
Right.
Because they kill Megatron, and then they use his body to build a better... Because they don't like Optimus Prime. They don't like the whatever. So his government was like, we're going to build a better one. And... blah blah, and the Autobots don't know this, so then they find out. I forgot how. Oh, because they're hunting the Autobots and they're killing them one by one.
The government is?
Yeah, the government is. Or this. It's not. Actually, it's not the government. It is Stanley Tucci, and he is the bad guy. He's hilarious. I love him. He's so good. But they're building these robots based off of whatever. And so, like, they took, like, they found the, I don't want to say secret ingredient because that sounds stupid, but they find the secret ingredient to their exoskeleton. So he found it on the dark side of the moon.
Okay.
And so that's one of, I think that's one of what one of the Transformers called.
Yeah, I think it is.
And so they find this whatever, and so they can build whatever. So they use Megatron's head, and they use his brain activity, and smaller. What's the opposite of Autobots? The Decepticons. They found a smaller one, and he's like a smart brain one, so he can tell them how to. Like, oh, he was like, I told him not to do it. Like, he gets caught by the good guys. Like, I told him not to do it. And then they build one that's supposed to be nothing like Megatron. But it comes out with a Megatron face. And he's like, why does this look like Megatron? I want it to look like Optimus Prime. And then all of a sudden it, like, takes over. It's like, all right, they're controlling it. And then all of a sudden this robot who is controlled by this government sees Optimus Prime. And he goes, oh, he's Megatron, and I can't control it anymore, and they kill Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
So, like, that made sense.
But there's, like, alien technology, and they're alien robots. The only alien thing in this verse so far was King Ghidorah, and he's not a robot.
He was alien, right.
He's not a machine. He's not a robot. He's a fucking dragon monster. And humanity... In all the stuff at the end of Godzilla, King of the Monsters, I don't remember seeing anything, news headlines about technology suddenly advances by a century and we have psychic computers now. Yeah. Or we have secret bullet trains that can travel 600 miles an hour around the Earth underwater and you don't know about it. It's all these other things that, you know, like that they were going for the whole movie. It's about the monsters, like, oh, like...
repopulating Earth or whatever.
Like endangered species coming back and all this other shit, and positive environmental impacts.
Endangered technology came back.
Yeah, endangered technology is invented.
So that's one theory that I was like, okay, like Transformers, that makes sense. What I thought was going to happen when I saw him in the space helmet or whatever you want to call it, I was like, oh, this is going to be like Doc Ock, because I think I said that. And I was like, something's going to happen. This guy is evil subconsciously because
and it's gonna, like, pick up on
killed.
that.
His dad died because for Godzilla, and now he's upset about it, so he's evil.
Nope.
And I was like, somebody's going to fry his brain, and he's going to start controlling Mechagodzilla, and they can't stop him. That would have made more sense.
Yeah, instead he just fucking dies, and suddenly Mechagodzilla's like, I'm in control now, bitch, and you're all gonna die.
Or at least you could at least have him thinking he's King Ghidorah. And I bet you what happened was there was some King Ghidorah's theme song played when he came out of the building, out of Apex. I bet you that's what happened. But we don't know that.
He didn't try to fly. He didn't start shooting fucking lightning out of his mouth.
No, I agree with that. I'm just saying, like in the movie, they're gonna be like, "Oh, King Ghidorah's theme song played." Well, we don't know his theme song. This isn't Steve Austin. This isn't Captain America.
Yeah, the fucking glass didn't break. Yeah. And King Ghidorah comes out chugging a beer.
This isn't Star Wars. They don't have their own, like, oh, that has to be Darth Vader. He's coming, you know.
Right.
But I bet you that's the excuse.
Well, I'm not buying it.
Guarantee that's the excuse.
Well, I'm not buying it. As much as I thought Mechagodzilla was cool, he had, like fucking jets on him and shit. And he was, like, jet-powered tail whips and Superman punching. And...
Ooh, I love it.
Like nuclear spinning punches and kicks and shit and stomps. He was wrecking shit. But I thought the ideas behind that this movie used to justify it was dumb.
So I'm reading. So the movie was only like an hour and 53 minutes, and I'm reading something that they asked the director, like, "Why is your movie under 2 hours?" He said, "What did he say? I like to keep it under 2 hour mark because that's what he likes his movies to be." But he said you could make a Godzilla vs. King Kong movie in 3 hours, but it wouldn't include an additional hour of Titans duking it out. Listen, that's your problem because everybody would like that. Everybody would like that.
You mean an extra hour of giant monster fights? Come on.
But he's saying that there would be no good reason for that. And I'm like, that's fair.
It's the title of the movie.
Also saying... He said there would be more people, and they were already complaining about the people.
There was already a lot of people in this one.
They were saying
there was more people in this one.
It was,
and there was no Charles Dance, so fuck it.
Sorry, I hijacked your dislikes.
No, that was the end of my dislikes. Yeah. But like a lot of ours were pretty similar.
That's fair.
But those are my dislikes.
Okay. Slushie meter. Well, you go first. I went first on dislikes, so it's like you go, I go, you go.
I'm gonna give this one a
Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm in my own head now.
I'm going to give this, honestly, I feel bad doing it. But I don't, because, it's a movie. This movie's not going to get his feelings hurt. I'm going to give it a 2.75.
Wow.
It wasn't great. The monster fights were good. The rest of the movie was not great. And the issues that I had with it were, to me, evident and prevalent.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was terrible.
No, fair.
But I would much rather watch Godzilla King of the Monsters or Kong Skull Island again. To be honest. Like, I mean, I'm glad I watched it, but if you're like, hey, which movie do you want to watch again? It wouldn't be this one.
Yeah, fair.
In its entirety, it would not be this one. If you're like, which fights do you want to watch? I'm like, this one.
Okay.
Show me more fights.
Okay.
But
fair.
I'm not, or Godzilla King of the Monsters. Honestly, it could be any of them. If you like just fights, any of them. Best movie overall, Kong Skull Island.
Facts.
2.75. Sorry. Movie.
Not to me.
Look at Banner movie.
Same. I was going to give it a 3. Actually, I was going to give it a 3.5. I think it's closer to a 3. Mm-hmm. Because I was confused for half of it. And yeah. I'm not even saying that it shouldn't be lower than a 3, because it could be. Your 2.75 is not far off.
I was going to give it a 3, but I was like, I had a lot of complaints about this movie.
Yeah, me too. I might have to mirror you, because I was confused for most of it.
Yeah.
And that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
It's not the worst review we've given to a movie.
It's not, but it's not that bad.
No.
I'm going to stay with 3 then,
okay.
Because of that. Because it's not that bad. The monsters are the only thing I care about. I find myself liking King Kong. I found myself liking him more than Godzilla. Okay. I kind of knew when I watched King of Monsters, I kind of knew I liked King Kong better. I was like,
that's fair.
Because King of Monsters I thought was mostly boring. Not boring, but
it was pretty like
whatever my dislikes.
It was pretty people heavy.
It was, and yeah. Now that I'm looking at my dislikes from that movie.
Because not that Kong Skull Island didn't have a lot of people in it, because it had a lot of cool people in it.
It had a lot of good people in it.
And they were interesting, and they were given stuff to do. They were like, oh shit, we're surrounded by monsters and shit. Let's fight them off. Let's get to this point. Not, let's follow Godzilla around the earth and hope he doesn't kill us. And hope that he fights other monsters instead of us, and then watch those monsters kick his ass and hope they don't kill us. Yeah,
was that King of Monsters?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I agree. You're absolutely right. Yeah, dang, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I want to go 2.75 to mirror you, because I agree with you. But then when I'm thinking about the monsters, I think I like the monster fights. I like King Kong versus Godzilla. It was built up. The fight itself wasn't bad. The Mecha-Godzilla fight was great.
Yeah.
King Kong was a badass in that fight when he finally got that axe.
Oh, man, maybe 2.75 was kind of low.
No. I'm agreeing with you. It's just I like that fight.
Yeah, like the
King Kong fight.
The fights were so good, but the rest of the movie I thought was lacking.
Very much so. And that's what I said. I'm closer to your 2.75, but I'm also close to a 2.5. It's in between for me.
That's fair.
But I'm going to go 2.75. Okay. I got to, because it is in between. Because I could see myself saying 2.5 and saying that all the humans are trash, because I believe that. Yeah. Besides Gia. She was adorable.
It's not fair to compare the two, or the 3 casts of, like, if you got Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of Monsters, and then Godzilla versus King Kong.
Let me tell you what.
Godzilla versus King Kong and Godzilla King of Monsters, the cast for that, trash compared to Kong Skull Island, for one.
Absolutely.
Because, it's got a lot of superheroes in it, and it's got John Goodman, and it's got good people in it. But also, it was just so much more interesting and more fun.
I agree. Yes. So, with that being said, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
You've seen 4, so let's go 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't even remember the first Godzilla that well.
Okay, well.
So, I'll go...
Just 1, 2, 3 then.
Number 1, Kong Skull Island. Number 2...
Yeah, see, I think it's a toss-up.
2, Godzilla King of the Monsters. 3, Kong versus Godzilla. Just because, I remember when I rated these movies, I'm pretty sure I gave Kong Skull Island a 5.
Yo, yeah, absolutely
And I
did.
think I gave Godzilla King of Monsters like a
I think a 3.75.
like a 3.75, 3.5, somewhere in there.
Like that,
yeah. Yeah.
That's fair.
If I'm going just by my ratings, it's got to be that order.
Yeah.
But
I guess
also,
that's fair.
yeah, I wasn't confused during those
Either.
other two.
Yeah.
They were pretty straightforward. Even if 2 was like dragged a little bit, this one dragged and was kind of confusing. So
Yeah, fair. I agree. I'm going to go the same order. Skull Island, King of Monsters, and Godzilla versus King Kong. Even though I did like the fights better in this one, I really think Godzilla is a kind of a trash monster.
that's fair.
I think he's one of the worst
That's fair.
because I think it's the short arms, the fact that he looks like a stegosaurus, the fact that he looks like a lizard. He kind of...
When he picked up and ran in this movie,
I
I was like, ooh.
He did a lot more.
I was
in
like,
this
ooh,
movie.
okay.
Yeah. He did a lot
Never
more.
did that before.
Yeah.
When King Ghidorah was out there, he was just like, you're coming to me.
Tiptoe.
Fly at me. He's like, I'm gonna.
Yeah,
Let me
it was
get
like
up
almost
off,
like
let me
laboring,
get up
yeah.
off the couch. Let me. Oh boy.
That's why.
And then this one, he was like, oh, there's a robot me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run at this motherfucker.
I like that. I liked him better in this movie.
Yeah.
They also tried to give him a little personality because they showed his face like 7 times.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
Because his arms and legs are stubby. Honestly, that was I was just like, no, I don't care about the face because I don't believe you.
Right.
And the fact that, like, we had Donkey Kong out there literally doing like
Hopping on
spinning.
ships.
Yeah, he was doing so much.
And throwing punches.
For an old bastard, he was doing this shit.
He threw the first Superman punch in the movie before Mechagodzilla did. He like hopped up off a building and came down and socked
really?
Godzilla right in the chops.
Yeah.
He punched him right in the mush. See?
Well, see, there's an actual move though on UFC, MMA fighters where they go to punch and then they kick air to get like more. I loved it.
They do it in WWE too. Roman Reigns does it.
Oh, does he?
He jumps up in the air and like his leg goes out behind him. And then he comes down with a big punch and all the announcers like Superman punch.
Yeah,
and I'm
it.
bored with him. But because when you said Superman punch, I was like, oh, I understood that reference.
Oh, okay.
But you were like UFC, and I was like, I still got it.
I mean,
I still understood
it's
it.
probably the same. I'm gonna say it's probably not, but it's probably the same.
It's probably more dramatic in the wrestling. I think he more like jumps up in the air instead of like jumping forward.
Yeah,
but he still like does the same. Like
This is like a really tight, like exaggerated jab.
So is it more of a punch or more of like a forearm?
No, it's a punch.
Okay, because I thought Mechagodzilla was more of like a forearm shiver.
Oh, it might have been.
And I might have been seeing it wrong.
Then again,
but I don't know.
Either way,
I was just happy that something was happening.
Yeah, it worked.
I was just excited that things were
Woke
happening.
me up. So no fair. Well, I mean, there's that then.
Yeah.
So that's our review of Godzilla vs. Kong.
Which didn't set up for anything further. No credit scenes.
Yeah, no, nothing.
So I wonder if they're going to make any more movies, or if they're going to be like, all right.
I don't know. They said that it's setting up for the MonsterVerse, but like,
is this not already?
Maybe more.
What's left?
Facts.
Honestly, because my preconceived notions at the end of the last one was like, okay, the next monster is going to be Mecha Ghidorah, because I'm pretty sure Mecha Ghidorah exists.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, that's the one that's going to be in the next movie, because Charles Dance had its fucking severed head. He might have like one real head and like 2 robot heads or something, or maybe like a robot head around the real one. They're like, no, Mechagodzilla. And I was like, okay, I guess I see every superhero has to fight himself at some point.
Nigga Scott.
Yeah. So Mechagodzilla, I guess. But I don't know what's left that they're gonna fight, because I know that there's other big monsters that exist like throughout like kaiju movies history, like giant monster movies history. But I just don't know if any of them are gonna be like super interesting, or if it's gonna be another case of, oh well, Godzilla's fighting on the surface. Where the fuck's King Kong at? Godzilla's getting his clock cleaned up here. King Kong doesn't care.
Or aliens.
Yeah, or aliens.
I mean, Ghidorah was an alien.
Yes, he was.
So
but it was like an established monster already too.
Well, I'm saying, are they
from the past?
I don't know.
See,
that's what I'm saying.
I know there's at least 2 giant turtle monsters out there. I know there's other weird looking fucking things out there.
Well, okay, so like in Pacific Rim, there's they're aliens technically.
Yeah, they're from another dimension.
Yeah, they're from another. So it might be a thing.
Yeah, but I mean,
but
they were also in the last one. They're like, here's all of the monsters' locations around the world.
Around the world.
They didn't give like their names necessarily. They had like their code names.
Around the dimensions.
That's fair.
So.
Or because are there other large monsters in the Hollow Earth? Who knows?
Well, yeah,
maybe
there were.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, like other ones that could like hold a candle to King Kong. Because King Kong was down there, he was just wrecking shit. Like, is there something else down there that could put up a fight to him? Who knows? Is there anything on the surface of Earth that could put up a fight against Godzilla?
He was about to lose if it wasn't for the people.
Which time?
Down at Hollow Earth. He was wrapped up by that snake. And he put his wing over
Oh,
his
yeah,
face.
he was choking him out. That's right, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe there's a daddy long legs or whatever. So,
maybe.
Yeah. I don't know, but it don't matter to me. I'm done.
Or maybe there's like some deep sea monsters. I don't know. There's that fucking crab thing from the last one.
Honestly, my favorite Godzilla movie was 1998 with Matthew Broderick and Apu and all the people. I loved it because honestly, that Godzilla. Man, listen, that Godzilla had a personality. He was a character.
He had charisma.
Then there were two of them. I was like, what? Then he had babies, and he filled up the fucking New York.
Was it like the subway?
No, it was the Knicks. It was the Knicks facility, the New York Knicks, the basketball team. It was their stadium, and I can't think of what it's called right now. But yeah, he filled up the whole thing with eggs.
And they just never went back to it.
Nothing. Well, yeah, because at the end there was like an egg hatching, and I was like, yeah. And they're like, nah.
And you're like, no, that's it.
I was like, that's the thing, man. People are like, man, these movies did terrible, and I'm like, I love this.
Yeah, because it came out, what, you said 98?
98.
Yeah, because everyone's like, oh shit, Y2K is gonna happen. Fuck another Godzilla movie.
Man, listen. They had Matrix and Matrix 2 planned at 1999, and they made it.
Well, maybe they just dropped the fucking ball on it.
Anyway.
I think they started making an animated series out of that after that movie, actually.
What?
The Godzilla. There was a Godzilla animated series based on the movie, and I don't think I cared about it.
There's also another anime that came out in like 2017. I was just
Godzilla? Yeah. You know what other movie that I know you like got an animated series? Evolution.
No. I do love that movie.
They had a Fox Saturday morning cartoon, and I'd never seen the movie until like last summer.
Oh, did you watch it?
Yeah, I thought I told you that I watched it.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
I did enjoy it.
Orlando.
Whatever happened to him?
He was on a movie. He was on a TV show where he played like a hero or a villain, and he was like one of the most popular. And then he got fired, and he said it was because of racism, and everyone else said it was because of racism, and I don't know what happened. Yeah, and just like all of a sudden they just let his character go. They're like, we don't need you anymore. And then I'm pretty sure they stopped making that show, and people were like, good, because we're not watching it anymore.
Well,
it was a whole thing. Because he was on Twitter just going crazy, like I can't think of the show, but he was good in it though. What? No, that's not it. But yeah, he I don't know what he was in.
Yeah, I like that movie though.
But it was something.
Evolution was a pretty good movie.
Evolution was great. Evolution was great. It might have been this movie called American Godspeed, and he played somebody called Mr. Nancy, and yeah, it was a whole thing. I don't know what it was, but it was only on for 2 seasons. No, he wasn't in that. I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I didn't watch it, but yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff since.
Sounds like they could have used the ratings.
He was in Evolution. He was in Drumline, which was a great show back in 2002. He was in The Replacements, which was a good show with Keanu Reeves. Yeah, man, he's been in stuff I like. Black Dynamite. That was a he did the voice for that.
He did?
Not the voice for Black Dynamite.
But he was on the show?
Yeah, for 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I watched that whole series in like a couple days at one point.
Yeah, he was somebody called Basehead.
Yeah. God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me. So I never watched it. Didn't seem interesting. I don't really like anime, honestly.
That's fair. It was like one of those Adult Swim shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way. Let's see. I
I
think
think that concludes the Orlando Jones discussion segment of this episode.
Absolutely.
Of this episode.
I'm trying to think. Mortal Kombat comes out April
23rd now.
23rd, so it did get pushed back.
Yep.
I wonder why.
I didn't see a reason. The one article I saw about it said it gets pushed back, and Warner Brothers gave no reason.
It got pushed back. Shut up about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why'd it get pushed back? You want to get pushed back next?
Same.
Bitch.
Yes.
Quit asking questions.
That's interesting. Well, either way, it doesn't matter to me. But we're not doing that next. But next, we're probably going to do Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat
The first one, the
Annihilation.
1995 one,
Yep.
and then Annihilation.
Which was, I went to the IMDb for that. You know how they show a video up top for it? The video was not Cyrax. It was the yellow one.
Sector?
That's the red one. So maybe Cyrax is the yellow one.
I forget.
I think Cyrax is the yellow
Yeah,
one.
because it's Cyrax and Sector, yellow and red, and then Smoke eventually becomes like a gray-blue one
Yeah.
when he's not a ninja.
Yeah, when he's out. Smoke was great. I love Smoke.
That was pretty cool.
I used to do his little boop, boop, like, boop.
Yeah, because
And
all you had
then
to do was
bend
hit like
down.
up and down, didn't you?
Yeah, but you could block it.
Yeah.
But no one blocked it.
Well, yeah.
You do it because it's so quick, and then as they hit the ground, and as they're coming down, you stay low and you hit them with an uppercut. It was like, dude, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. No one can beat that, and unless they start blocking. I hate when people block. Don't block. I don't know how to block. Don't block.
You just hold back.
I know.
At least in the old ones, I thought you just
on
like
Nintendo,
held
you gotta press
backwards.
R.
I forgot.
Yeah, I think you gotta press R on the other one. So I'm like,
I think it's much easier in fighting games when you can just like hold backwards away from your opponent and you block.
man, listen, you guys are super good at the Mario Smash, and I'm not.
No, I'm not.
And first off, you're better than me. Secondly, I never block. I don't. I just don't. It's not in my move set.
But you play Kirby, you turn into the rock. Sometimes you don't have to block.
No, that's fair. That's a good strategy on my part. I be low, but then they be coming out of it too soon. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you
stay
like,
rock,
yeah,
stay
you
rock,
like
stay
pop
rock.
up and then you're just like wide
And then
open.
Somebody's like, hey,
And you
here
get
we
Superman punched.
go. Yeah, it's dumb. That's dumb. But it usually doesn't go that bad for me. But it's like when those special moves or like the levels started doing shit, and then I get sucked up because
Level starts changing on you.
yeah, or there's a one where I think it might be an item where they suck you into like a vortex
Yep.
in the middle of the thing.
Yep.
And I was a rock, and I was like, okay, this is over, right? This is over, right? And all of a sudden I'm like, ah, and I'm like, fuck. And like you can't turn into a rock while you're doing it. I'm like,
Oh yeah, because you're just like falling in midair.
stupid.
Yeah.
Fucking dumb. Hated it. Hated it.
Hate the twirl.
Let's see. Either way, whatever movie we do, we do. That's it.
Yep.
Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. Check out our Patreon at Slushie Review. Check out our Twitter at Slushie Review.
Yeah.
Check out our Instagram at Slushie Review Podcast. That's about it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
This has been Keith.
And Chris.
We'll see you tomorrow. Maybe.